Men's Warehouse.
All right, so we've been talking about this growing problem of these fights that we've seen all over the internet. Here's a look at just a few more that we found about fans fighting at rival games and fans fighting it with their own fans, even throwing bottles. I mean, you know, these players during yesterday's Carolina Panthers game, a fan actually chucked a beer bottle across at an opposing player. And Joe Fowler, you actually wrote the op-ed saying, well, I gave up my NFL season tickets. Robbie, it's kind of sad. I mean, this is where we all used to go and have our, you know, from the seventh inning stretch at baseball to, you know, football down there on the sidelines. Is this really as bad as we think it's going?
Well, there are a couple of studies. One, that men find it very acceptable to show their emotions while watching a football game in a way, or any type of sports game in a way that they don't otherwise, I know, feel comfortable doing. And also the experience as a bystander is very different when you're watching a sports game. Your adrenaline can rise, and for some people this can spark aggression. It's very different, let's say, if you're sitting and watching the opera. You don't have the same experiential feeling. So,
because you're not throwing down 6 beers and 3 hot dogs.
Well,
I mean,
you might have wine during intermission, but I think the emotional experience is different.
You fall asleep at the opera. You get into a brawl at the football game.
I think fans are much more invested now, and that has something to do with it. It's expensive to go to any professional sports game.
Yeah.
You invest in, you know, more paraphernalia, more jerseys.
Taxpayers are paying for the new stadium.
Your parking costs more.
Just more cameras there. You know, people with these camera phones are able to capture more of these fights. They're putting it on the internet, so it looks like it's more. I don't know.
The only difference possible difference that I see between NFL and any other professional sport is that there's only 16 games in the regular season, and so arguably you could say your emotions are divided by 16. You have more riding as opposed to Major League Baseball.
In college sports, I don't see it. I've been to a lot of college football games, and yes, there are college kids there, but there's also families, and I don't see it as half as much as you do in, let's say, the NFL. And I understand you're invested, you bought the jersey, but you're an adult. Get your stuff together and act like an adult.
Not once you've been drinking, you're not.
There you go. There's a whole other ball game. Then you lose tickets. Okay, we can keep going. All right, head to website HLNTV.com/RaisingAmerica. We've got